or something.
Yeah.
Doc Watch Hollow podcast. We're talking about Dick Towel and Green Man.
Green Man.
It's always sunny.
Yeah.
Now we just did an hour episode and the whole thing was muted. So we're just gonna pretend that didn't happen, and we're doing an audio only right now. We have our friend Nate with us.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
No problem.
Very excited
Anytime.
to be here.
Anytime. And I've, of course,
Take
got
two.
Darth Hater with me,
Darth Vader.
the one and only. So yeah, we totally just talked about Wonder Woman and Batman, Spider-Man, Superman, Justice League, and so much more. And it's lost. It's lost to our memories. It's never coming back. You can watch the muted video on Facebook. I'm going to expire it and delete it and just pretend it didn't happen. We got some new hardware, and I have no idea what I'm doing. I had a fancy backdrop, which we
52.
we're not going to even use the fancy backdrop, but that's so bad. I'm not even going to transition that page. I'm not going to transition that page. Do you want to? Transition for only a moment.
Nice.
There we go. That's what we're working with. Going back.
Reboot.
Alright, so, geez, it's hard to pick up traction after something like that.
So,
It's Always Sunny. It's pretty awesome.
It's Always Sunny is a good show. Let's talk Superman, alright? Great character.
Oh, God.
Superman's
Or
overrated.
the greatest character.
He's
This is
overrated.
taken out of context right here.
Superman is
So
overrated.
out of context.
Superman's a piece of garbage. Whoa!
The best thing Superman did was team up with Batman.
Oh, snap.
But if you look at the 90s cartoons, the Batman cartoons, there's no other superheroes coming on Earth, but the Superman cartoons, they have to bring like a Flash in, then they have to bring Batman. They have a whole 3-episode thing with Batman where he comes to, because Superman needs Batman.
You're right. I think Superman got more love, or Batman rather, got more love in the Bruce Timm universe, animated universe.
Yeah,
Oh, absolutely.
He comes to Metropolis and makes Lois fall in love with him. Like,
Does he?
yeah.
Wow.
Like, how much more badass can you get?
That's
Like,
pretty.
pissing on Superman's territory, like, hardcore.
But you know,
Yeah, I just watched that episode, like, yesterday, I think.
I think people say Superman is overpowered. But you know, in the same way, isn't Batman though? You know, Batman in a way that he has such profound plot armor, and he's always 2 steps like when a protagonist is always 2 steps ahead. You know, isn't that kind of just as uninteresting as an overpowered?
That doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes Batman has to do some detective work.
Batman, everyone sees a little bit of themselves in Batman because of the human element.
Yeah,
He's the
Superman,
greatest
that's the thing,
detective.
Superman, like, that's it.
He might as well be Goku. If I want to see an alien that's like pretty much unbeatable, I'm gonna just watch Dragon Ball Z.
They're both great characters. I
Who
think.
would win in a fight, Goku or Superman?
That's a good question.
That is a
That's
great
a good
question.
Who do you think?
I'm gonna say Goku, but I think there's things you have to lay out in order to make that proper decision, and I haven't done that. Assuming Goku he's not smart enough to distinguish his enemy's weakness unless it's something physical. Goku's smart, but he's pretty much dead for like half the entire cartoon.
Well, Superman's had his share of deaths in return.
Sure.
For sure.
Usually at the hands of a Kryptonian or something with kryptonite involved.
Doomsday.
Doomsday. But he's a Kryptonian. He's the ancient Kryptonian.
He might not technically be dead, though, depending if they...
Yeah.
But I wouldn't put Goku as somebody who would be like, yes, his weakness is kryptonite. I have to forge a weapon out of kryptonite. Like, that's a Batman
He's able
skill.
to kill Zod. Zod and, like, those, they die. So, like, they're definitely mortal.
Then maybe Goku would get it. I've never seen... Yeah, alright, Superman can shoot lasers. He can have ice breath. He has insane strength. But Goku can hit him with a Kamehameha. And
Or you know what? No, I mean, yeah. It summoned all the energy in the universe to destroy his folks.
I remember when I was a little kid, actually, I think it was 1992, I felt a little bit of my energy suck out. Just it went up to the sky, and I'm pretty sure I donated energy to Goku to save the world. We all did, whether you felt it or not, that's what happened. So as long as there's a huge population of people, Goku's got it.
Remember the Church of Goku?
I will weigh in on Goku on many things. I mean,
Superman can't even
okay,
do
if not Goku, sure.
How about
Then
you?
Cell vs. Superman. Majin Buu vs. Superman.
Fucking Yamcha versus Superman.
Oh, fucking Yamcha over here. We have a Yamcha
Snap.
sympathizer in the building.
Yamcha.
Yamcha did nothing
What
wrong.
about Krillin? He is the strongest human.
I don't know. I'm afraid I'm not. I don't have much
In a
to weigh
world
in.
of Super Saiyans, there's a Krillin.
There was a short period where Superman refused to fly. Did you ever read any of those comics?
No.
Like he had some sort of existential crisis post New 52, where I guess he probably one of those I can't save everybody. You know,
Is it in the New 52?
I think it was.
Well,
It was
in the New
sometime
52,
after.
there's some weird thing where there was two Superman at the same time, and then at the end of the rebirth, they merged them finally back into one.
Was there?
That's
There
what
was-
I heard. I read about it. I didn't read any of the comics,
Yeah.
but that's what I read about it, which is
That's
Weird.
bonkers.
I
They
still
did that
have a
already.
collection of Superman comics from the death of Superman with
Yeah.
Doomsday, and then after that, there were like 4 or 5 imposter Supermen, so to speak. There was like
Right. That was kind of cool.
there was
Yeah, the
Man of
Superman.
Steel, who was like that dude
There
in,
was,
in
like,
a
blue-
steel body.
And Blue Superman won.
I can't
right?
remember, like
There
the
was
son of Krypton. They
Superman
called
was,
yeah.
it.
There was a few of them.
They all had different
Blue
names
for
that
a
were
while.
kind of. There was
They
a
kinda-
Superboy.
Did you see the animated movie with that too?
With the
Doomsday?
neon blue Superman?
With the Dooms where he fights Doomsday and he dies, and then Lex Luthor makes he's making clones of him,
I
and the
did
one
see
gets
that.
out, but then he destroys all the other clones.
Yeah.
That's a good cartoon.
Yeah, there's some good.
Animated.
See, there's some good Superman stories.
I mean,
Yeah, the ones he died.
he doesn't. And the one thing that the Batman
Or
vs
he
Superman
comes
did
back.
that was good, I think, is they use the kryptonite in Superman's death, and that he doesn't. The Doomsday just
Doomsday just beats the life out of it.
that's kind of okay. Come on, come on, Superman. Like that's what he's supposed to be like all powerful, and then he dies from a beatdown.
Yeah, that whole story was so notorious as like just this huge sales gimmick, and
Yeah,
everybody was like, "Oh, buy the Death of Superman comic, and you'll be able to put your kids through college when you sell it in 10, 20 years." And like, no, because you sold 1 billion copies,
Yeah.
and everybody's sitting on
everyone
it.
got it. But in the cartoon movie, they actually made it a little better. They went into space and they fell from space, and that's how Superman. But Superman still gets up and falls the lowest almost and falls down. It's like, come on. He falls from space. He's mortally wounded. He stands up, takes a few steps towards Lois, and falls. Come on.
It's pretty dramatic.
At least in
Pretty
the
dramatic stuff.
at least in the live action movie, they involved the kryptonite in it. So
Mhm.
all right,
It makes sense.
Yeah.
What kills Superman?
Yeah.
Kryptonite.
that,
Uh,
come on, Superman writers.
But as we had mentioned before, there's a great rogues gallery of Superman villains like Solomon Grundy, who I think is a Superman
I think
villain.
he's Batman,
Maybe. Oh, don't try to take.
He's in
Grundy.
Gotham.
He was in.
He's in the
He's in
sewers of
Gotham.
Gotham.
He was in the Arkham series.
Oh, in the comics, he's in the sewers in Gotham.
Probably
in, the long Halloween.
Probably not exclusive.
He gets around.
to-
He gets
Yeah.
around. But Mr. Mixaplick.
Oh,
Oh, God, yeah.
That's an original. And then Batman does have his own version called Batmite. That's like a tiny little
Yeah, that's-
gnomish floating Batman. That kind of
Y'all remind me like the Great Kazoo from freaking.
from
The
Flintstones.
Flintstones.
They're just like that.
yeah.
That's good stuff. I love
Yeah,
that.
I've been watching the cartoon Superman. Like you got like Metallo. He's
Metallo, very
he's got
cool.
the kryptonite
Yeah.
in his chest. He's a cool villain. I mean, Parasite.
Parasite
Parasite who finds out his identity over and over and somehow manages to forget it over and over. Like, it's like, come on, guys. But yeah, I've been watching through all the Bruce Timm cartoons like that. I've been binging on a bunch of Superman.
We were talking before about the Batman and Harley Quinn movie.
Yeah.
I think I played the trailer. I tried to play a lot of the trailers on here just to make relevance. But apparently Facebook decided to flag me.
Somebody was not a fan.
Somebody was not a fan. I got flagged. And
Like,
you know what?
Motherfucker.
That video
I'm
had
gonna report them.
That video had an audio problem. Someone was watching through all that to flag it. I don't know.
I don't think it was necessarily. It could have just been a detective,
Yeah.
or like
But no, that trailer looks really good. My only complaint about that was Harley's voice was not very strong.
And she's from the Bruce Timm.
Yeah. Oh shit. That was the Harley voice.
Yeah, she did a great job.
The only Harley voice pretty much anybody knows is Tara Strong. She also played Bubbles from Powerpuff Girls.
No way.
Yup.
I love that.
Yup. And I want to say one of those like Jimmy Neutron characters. I don't know all those kid show things.
Sure.
The thing I don't understand about that is like you could get someone that like imitate this person. I'm sure you know what I mean. Find someone that even if you can't get that
and this was so off.
You think? You think it was bad?
But this happens. It's not that it's bad. It's just different.
Yeah.
It's an intentionally annoying accent, and the fact that it wasn't the same intentionally annoying accent.
It did seem more.
It's like listening.
exaggerated.
Yeah, it's like listening to the nanny. Fran Drescher all of a sudden is Harley Quinn, and you're like, wait, I don't like that kind of annoying.
It's actually not that far off from the comparison.
It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, this is gonna be pre-recorded, so I could try to pull up.
Are you gonna play more copyrighted material?
This is more copyrighted.
Lesson.
No, I can't do it. I can't do it.
You get kicked off the world.
No.
We're kicked off. This is an audio only. We're gonna play
Our
a site.
podcast.
I do agree though that I'm super attached to Kevin Conroy and
Mark Hamill.
Yeah, Mark
And
Hamill.
Mark Hamill, absolutely.
You
Of
know,
course.
those voices.
Their presence in the Arkham series video game made it for me.
That's really cool that they did that.
They made it, and there's a lot of other similar voices and stuff. It's so nostalgic in that sense.
Because Mark he came back to do the Killing Joke, but then they've been teasing other ones that they would do, like maybe Death in the Family or something like
Oh,
that.
that would be phenomenal.
Yeah.
They should have him vote again. If they're gonna do a live action Death in the Family, we have to do another vote. To see
What if it
happens.
changes?
Oh, somebody contact DC. Because
Oh my God.
that would be amazing.
Oh, man.
No, they would vote him dead again.
Of course,
I bet you-
probably
I bet
by a
you-
huger margin.
Because Red Hood fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it just
Do like
doesn't
a Red
happen.
Hood Twitter campaign.
It just doesn't happen. Well, that gives more credibility to the Arkham Knight.
In time.
In the video game,
It's grotesque.
in Arkham Knight, they kept saying, "Oh, the Arkham Knight is a totally different character,
But they already,
Arkham Knight?
they already did the Red Hood movie. That's already
totally
done.
different character."
Yeah.
Independent.
Yeah.
And you play the game just to find out. Yeah, okay, they keep flashing back to like the time Robin died. Okay, yeah, they're gonna tease the Jason Todd Red Hood story. Totally new character. Bullshit. Arkham Knight was fucking Red Hood.
Mm.
And then it's like, oh, well, actually, you don't even see Red Hood. You see him as Jason Todd before you see him as Red Hood.
Yeah.
It's just like, this isn't, no, you just gave Red Hood a different name.
Yeah, that's pretty deep.
Other than that, it was
That's
awesome.
weird.
The way they
That doesn't
integrated
make
him.
any sense.
No,
Like, at all.
but like when the game came out, they kept saying, everyone was speculating, oh, who is the Arkham Knight? Who is it?
That's weird.
And like everyone's like, the developers were saying it's a totally new character.
Oh, really?
And that's what everyone's like, well, I guess it's not Jason Todd.
Yeah.
But it was.
Lies.
That's weird. That's weird.
Interesting.
Yeah. Hey, I still played the game. It was great.
I guess, you could take some liberties doing games and movies and stuff. That's kind of what we
Yeah,
were saying
well,
before.
They do it. I mean, even in the great, like the Christopher Nolan ones, like Rachel, it's like a completely made up just for that.
Right.
Like they could have. I mean, technically they could have gave her like any of the names of like
Yes,
like
a whole
Julie
menagerie.
Madden.
Yeah.
There's so many that they
Yeah.
could have picked from, but they just we'll make a new one.
Yeah.
It's like
It worked for the story.
yeah, it works, but I mean, thing that didn't work was having to change the actress in between. I'm a big continuity guy. That stuff just annoys me. Continuity. It's like, come on, Katie Holmes. You just made the dumbest mistake. You could have been in this movie. Look how good it came out.
Stupid.
There's a comic that came out a couple years ago it's written by a Saturday Night Live cast member. I can't remember his name. It's like Kieran Gillen or something like that. But it's about like a James Bond-esque spy that throughout his whole career like lays with a bunch of women, like a bunch of action comic heroes do, and impregnates them.
Oh my!
And now they're like grown up and they're like in their 20s or something, and they're all like super badass like spy children, and they have to come together I didn't read the full run, but I picked up the first couple issues. I wish I could remember what it was called, but like what a premise, you know. And they did it well. It was well executed.
Did he have superpowers, or he was just?
No, it was just like cool spy, you know. But each kid had like his own nationality and thing he was good at, like a good like heist spy movie would, you know. You got like the bomb guy and the tech guy and like the you know. It was well done. I wish I could remember the name. Sorry.
Damn.
Oh, there's an idea right there for a superpower. Bangs a bunch of women and all his super children. They're half super children or whatever. Not as powerful as the original Superman. It could be Superman. That would be badass.
There is right now in the DCU, there's like the Bat Son that's not Damian, and there's like a Super Son. There's like two, maybe one is Damian. I haven't been reading it, to be honest. But there's like, they're like young, and there's like a Superboy too that's like young. And they're getting into all sorts of antics. I haven't read anything, but it looks fun. Yeah. And they call it like Super Sons.
Well, in Superman Returns,
it's like a Teen Titan
rip-off. Did you see Superman Returns, the movie?
I think I might have.
Where because Lois has the kid, and it's Superman's kid.
Okay.
It's like kind of the end reveal of the movie.
Right.
Kevin Spacey is Lex Luthor.
Right.
That's a good one. Okay, that was
okay. That one.
Yeah.
That movie was better than the.
You saw him way more recently than I have. I don't really remember him.
He like doesn't.
Kevin Spacey's good, definitely. Yeah. And the guy who plays, I mean, I'm not that far in Arrow, but the guy who takes over as CEO in the third season, the tall guy, he plays Superman in that movie.
Oh yeah. I don't want to spoil anything about the end of the season of who that guy becomes.
Yeah.
He's
he's in Arrow.
Oh my god, what's his real name? I can only think of his other name.
Superman.
The Atom.
Yeah, no.
The Atom.
He becomes the Atom.
I'm just saying,
he's a
Superman too.
Ray Parker. That's Palmer.
Ray Palmer. Yep. Fun character.
I don't know. They're doing like a repetitive thing on that where Oliver like trusts someone to be CEO and it turns out to be bad. It's like
he doesn't turn out to be bad. He ends up like with Felicity. And it's like, oh, yeah. I wish you guys good luck. Of course. But then Flashpoint, I think. No, I don't remember what changed that. Something changed that. Oh.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, a big season finale thing. Yeah, you'll have to get through it. I just remember what it was.
I haven't got that far. I mean, I'm enjoying it so far. Arrow. I like
DC
the non-superpower thing. But they have Deathstroke. I mean, they give the Miracle.
Deathstroke is sick.
Funny thing I always thought about Deathstroke is like he's Slade Wilson, Deathstroke, and you got Wade Wilson, Deadpool.
Yeah, that was
Was that intentional?
Rob Liefeld, who invented Deadpool, did Deathstroke is Slade Wilson.
Yeah.
Deadpool is Wade Wilson. Yeah. Rob Liefeld just ripped off Deathstroke just unabashingly, just like welcome to 90s comics. Yeah.
They both have the half and half thing on the face, and they have the samurai sword or whatever sword. It's like
it's hilarious. It's kind of like DC has Captain Marvel. And Marvel has Captain Marvel.
Well, Captain Marvel, DC's Captain Marvel changed to Shazam.
He's Shazam, but he'll always be Captain Marvel.
Shazam, yeah.
Shazam is the magic word he says to command.
Shazam, from little kid to fucking bulk ass.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a fun character. You know, he's like a little kid. He's like a 11-year-old kid.
That's so
There's a movie.
what was the movie we were just talking about? Not just talking about earlier.
Justice League?
I think it was a Justice League movie. But Shazam, they put him in there.
Yeah.
Was he going to be in it?
No, he in the
He was an animated
in the animated one.
But
In
is
the
it-
comic, it's Aquaman, and in the animated one, they change it to.
It's great because he kind of
Shazam.
like hits on Wonder Woman a little bit.
Right.
He's a kid. And he's
right.
like, all right, yeah.
Yeah,
how you doing?
I think I've seen that.
It's a
yeah.
great movie.
Yeah, I remember that
Yeah,
moment.
it's War, Justice League
War, yeah.
That's a good one. That's based off the comic, except they whereas Darkseid and his parademons, same kind of thing.
Darkseid and Apocalypse are fun. It's like a fun.
Well, he's a Superman. You're talking about
Yeah. He's a Superman.
Rogue.
There's a lot of big Superman fans out there.
Of course,
I think.
it's been around forever.
But no, and there's a lot of Superman haters out there.
But the one thing the Justice League they also changed because the original 7 had the Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
Now they have Cyborg in there instead.
Yeah, and I think we know why that happened. But and Martian Manhunter is such a really fun.
He is
Such a fun
but
character.
He is, but you talk about we're talking about Superman being too powerful before. He's even more powerful than Superman.
Yeah, super OP. I don't know, maybe
He can
I'm
read
just
your
attracted
minds,
to those
like-
characters. But yeah,
Martian Manhunter reads
overpowered,
minds.
yeah.
No, he doesn't do it because it's immoral. He doesn't do it.
He's got his own kryptonite, which is fire. Like fire messes him up real bad.
That's it, fire.
And he loves Oreos. Fun character.
But he's not existing right now in the movie universe anyway.
Yeah.
But also,
yeah.
there's
And that's
only
probably
6.
why. He shapeshifts too. So
Yeah, he does shapeshifts. He's
It's pretty out
talking
of
about the
control.
most super character. But I mean, also that kind of, I mean, he's way over the top, so
Yeah.
that's maybe another reason they
Yeah.
didn't include him.
Yeah.
One
No,
of-
and Cyborg is, to be fair, is a very cool character.
Definitely.
And I don't mind him.
I like him. I like everything I've seen him
Yeah,
in. In
yeah.
this movie coming up, kind of looks like Iron Man. The way that scene where he's flying up and the
Yeah.
thing comes down.
Except he's a cyborg.
I know.
He kind of is.
I generally,
And
and to
he
be,
does a lot of mathematical and he
Yeah.
hacks into stuff.
yeah.
That's
He's like
cool.
Jarvis and Iron Man combined.
I'm more of an android guy than a cyborg guy. I think I really like robot fiction in any way or form.
Android,
Maybe they're more relatable.
like Data.
Metallo.
And Metallo, what was I going to say? Vision is a great.
I guess. Yeah.
Probably the last Marvel comic I read was a Vision run from maybe a year ago, where he builds a cyborg family and moves them out to Virginia to start a normal life together.
Oh man.
And it was incredibly well done. I wish I could tell you the author. It was a great run. Please, very compelling. So yeah, I don't know. Robot characters, I enjoyed quite a lot. I liked the guy in Rogue One, Terminator.
I love Terminator, dude.
Terminator's solid.
I have Terminator here.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
Terminator Jesus.
I have Terminator Jesus. I'll be back. And then I have because it was Shark Week and they were doing Shark Week tattoos. I have Terminator Shark.
Terminator.
Oh, that's great.
Terminator Jesus.
Terminator
Darth Vader is
Jesus.
one of the funniest,
That is
possibly
definitely-
one of the 2 funniest tattoos I've seen.
Some band made a shirt I saw after I got the tattoo. Some
Bastards.
band made a shirt. I was like, you still.
they really?
I mean, it's obvious though.
Yeah, it's- sure,
so
sure. I'm sure you're not the first to maybe think
It's
about
so
it.
obvious.
But just to
Terminator, I'll be back.
It's great.
No joke.
Terminator kind of is a Christ character in a few ways.
Yeah.
You know? So is Superman and Goku. We were talking about Superman.
Obviously, I'm obsessed with Terminator. Obviously, I even like the newest movie.
I haven't seen the new one.
I liked it.
Genesis?
Yeah.
Was that one?
That
Apparently
had
it did so
Daenerys
bad.
Stormborn
It
in
did
it.
so bad that they had to redo the whole second one because there's
Really?
supposed to be a couple of them.
Okay.
But I mean, it's a cool concept because he's old.
Yeah, that is cool.
His skin ages, but he.
Really?
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, also, he gets older too, because he's been working. I think in the Terminator 2, he says he lives to be 120 or something.
Nice.
So you figure, plus all the stuff he goes through, it's probably not,
Yeah, sure.
not helpful.
That's really cool, actually. I would watch that.
Yeah, I actually saw it in the theater because I'm obsessed, obviously. But, yeah.
What's your thoughts on Austrian Death Machine?
When I first heard it, I thought it was the greatest thing ever, but then it got really, really boring really, really fast.
All 3 albums?
First album.
You think we're gonna see some new Austrian Death Machine now that Tim
God.
BC is on the loose?
But that's such a quick gimmick. You can't. It's like it's
know.
done. That's it. That's it.
There's rumors she's gonna be putting back Asley Dying together with entirely different members.
Yeah, I'm
since
sure
he's
he
got the
will.
name.
I'm sure he will, but I don't give a shit. I don't like them anyway. I'm Darth Hater. Understand this. There's only a couple things I let slide. Star Wars, for the most part. Batman. That's about it.
I was surprised by the Planet of the Apes reboot. Have you seen those?
I didn't see it
I
yet.
haven't seen any of them.
Those
gotta
were
binge the whole
surprisingly
thing.
good. Yeah. And then I went back and tried to watch the not Matt Damon, Mark Wahlberg, Tim Burton Planet of the Apes from 2001.
Wait,
Yeah,
That's
it
a
exists.
Yeah, they changed the ending.
that's a
They
thing.
changed the ending.
They can't just do that.
It was.
Like,
I understand why he did it.
Yeah, because it was a surprise.
Yeah.
They wanted to
Yeah.
make it a surprise.
Yeah.
You thought you knew the ending.
But
Damn you, you dirty ape.
still, I don't know. You shouldn't do that.
It was cool. I think the ending is one of my least complaints about that
Yeah, I
film.
guess. I haven't seen it since it came out, so
Yeah.
I'm really rusty on that.
I just revisited it because I've been on a kick, on a Planet of the Apes kick.
Man. That's me and Batman, and I guess DC in general, because everything that surrounds Batman is.
Yeah, you start getting into Batman alone, and it's like, you know what? You gotta
I
get
even
into
read
Justice
some
League.
Green Lantern. There's a couple Green Lantern, the animated movies, too. They have the one with his origin story where actually Sinestro's a bad guy, he becomes a yellow.
Yeah, Yellow Lantern Sinestro, or Scarecrow. Yellow Lantern Scarecrow is a fun character.
In the movie, it's Sinestro.
Sinestro.
Then they have another one that's like kind of a sequel, and he's already been a Lantern, and there's a new Lantern, and they're like telling her all different stories about each of the Lanterns. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, the whole spectrum.
But Sinestro is still a good guy at that point, so those are obviously different
Yeah.
continuities. But and then I read some of the comics too, like some of the origin. I'm big on the origin stuff, like. But he's a cool character. I hope he's in the movie, the Justice movie, because he's the seventh guy.
Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Green Lantern's a super fun character. And yeah,
His power is almost limitless too.
Well, all of DC's characters are super
Except
overpowered.
for Batman.
Yeah. Batman, I would argue Batman is overpowered.
He's rich.
Just as much as the rest of them, yeah. By virtue of being Batman. Yeah.
That's not fair.
You don't think so?
No.
Well,
His
Batman
Batman-ness
gets.
makes him
That's not a fair
overpowered.
argument.
You don't think so?
He's Batman.
I mean, he has to be just to keep up with the rest of the Justice League. Yeah.
He's Batman.
He's Batman.
I love seeing
yeah,
that
that's
meme. It's like Superman and the Flash and Batman all on like the track, ready to race on foot.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I'm Batman. And Superman and Flash are staring at him like, what the hell?
Oh, he probably would find a way to win.
He'd find a way to win. Exactly. Kryptonite laces, kryptonite laces, and like something to stop the Speed Force for Flash.
He
I don't
beats
know.
Superman every time.
I'm
like-
just saying, yeah, don't call
I don't think-
Superman overpowered when Batman's kind of,
I don't think there's any occasion where Superman beats Batman.
I can't
He
think
could
of that.
physically at any moment, but he doesn't.
But I mean, that doesn't matter. Who wins the fight is what Batman's there to do. You
Yeah.
know, he's there to win
So,
that fight.
I know he's
He's
a
always
soft
2
heart.
steps ahead.
Like in the Frank Miller comic and these animated movie, that's what happened. He fights Superman. That's where they kind of got the movie idea from. He fights
Totally.
Superman.
I feel like Frank Miller took out a lot of rage on Superman in that comic. you
Yeah,
know?
he definitely made Superman like a tool. He just did whatever Reagan told him to do.
Yeah.
It's pretty much. But also, he gets torched by the nuclear device, and that's pretty. I mean, that happens in the movie too. So, but that's cool. He gets messed up and comes right back.
Alright, we're gonna wrap this one up for the night. It's We got about a half hour of chit chat about
Hey.
some DC stuff.
Shout out to Glenn Arnold, world's #1 Superman fan.
I did hear that Glenn Arnold is a huge Superman fan. I can confirm that from the Doc Box Hollow podcast right here. You have our official stamp of approval that Glenn Arnold is the largest Superman fan out there.
Thanks for having me, guys.
No problem, mate. Anytime.
Awesome.
Anytime. We'll fix our technical issues and get back on it. And we'll have this
That's
going
what
maybe
we
next
do.
week. All right. Adios.